Breathe in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unsolicited Opinions podcast. I'm, of course, your host, the Meerkat Monarch, sometimes known as Jace Lillevik, and with me, as always, is my gracious token black eye, Artivous Ira. Our gracious unicorn has returned, Roy, and
we had to free him. He was captured by Starbucks to use for promotional purposes.
Yes. And Jesus. And of course,
how much they pay for unicorn urine over there.
Yeah. Oh God. And of course our
do they take it to the head or do they mix it with something?
Good point.
And you heard and could I please be allowed to run the
No, we're talking
podcast?
about unicorn piss. What could be more important than
we
that?
will cover under pretenses of a drug test. We will cover unicorn piss later in the show. Plippy is also here, and we will be joined by Deefry a little later, hopefully, in the show. He's working on something very important to me, so I gave him a pass to show up late. And Evil isn't here this week. Don't ask me why.
Drop Bear got him again.
Yeah.
The Drop Bear's attack again, man. Can't trust Australia, man. They've got weird creatures down there.
Yeah.
Lots of monotremes just roaming the wilderness.
Yes.
You know monotreme means one hole.
Are you just gonna babble the entire show, Plippy? Because
I haven't been babbling. I was just talking about monotremes.
Okay. This week we're 3 Europeans versus 2 Americans, so this should be good. We're usually yes. So let us start this podcast with something that happened last week. Since we weren't here a week ago, we thought we would start with
we have some catching up to do.
Yeah, we have some catching up to do. So we'll start with the Overwatch controversy. Take us away, Plip.
The non-controversy.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Overwatch. For people who don't know, Overwatch, you play as characters. Those characters have skins that basically make them look like other things and other jobs. For example, Mei has an outfit that makes her look like a firefighter, that sort of stuff. And as a promotional deal, so you play Heroes of the Storm. If you play Heroes of the Storm 5 times with a friend this week, you will get to earn the character dealer's policewoman skin. Korean policewoman, right? And as you can imagine, Tumblr wasn't happy.
When has Tumblr ever been happy?
Tumblr ever happy?
Yeah.
When new Steven Universe episodes come out, I'm assuming that seems to be their bag. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. Some of the diva artwork that I've seen out there for her in the cop outfit is amazing, and why anybody would get pissed off is just boggles the mind.
Oh yeah, if you read
cops are evil, and all cops are the enemy, and all cops are racist, and all cops are blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that was.
So
my
they drew a
part.
dark-skinned version of Diva with a Black Lives Matter T-shirt.
That's racist.
Did
it wasn't even a lot of people getting pissed off. It was like 5 people on Twitter, and of course, an article was immediately written and published over it.
I have
the quotes here.
Yeah.
Looks from its supercar. These are everywhere, so I'm not getting anything out there. Looks like Roadhog isn't the only character with a pig costume anymore. Ooh. Cops are class traitors. You cannot fix a broken system from the inside. It will just corrupt you, or you're force you to be complicit in the corruption. I know nothing about Overwatch. Man, I'm not downloading Heroes of the Storm again. I had to do that shit for only Genji. All right. Extremely good post, and all these people are crying in the replies are pussies. Thank you, Flower Revenant. Yeah. Wait, remember, she's shooting and killing people in the game, so that's the problem. I've changed my mind. Bad idea, Blizzard. What? Why would you do this to my daughter? From a user called Lesbian Gender. I'm no longer healing diva, so mercy man there. Looks bad, Blizz. Thank you. Please tell me this is fake. I don't want this to be true, or I'll have to switch to a new main. What? And
here's the funny thing about
we also have the artwork of someone who did Canon Diva, which is her drawn as a black woman. I'm sorry, that looks to me like a drawing of a black woman, not a Korean woman. And she was wearing the t-shirt saying Black Lives Matter, and she looks angry. She looks very cross.
Yeah, because
that's the gist of the story.
Like,
that's the gist of it.
The majority of the Overwatch characters are former military. Like,
Overwatch is a military outfit.
Tracer's a goddamn test pilot for the military.
The only people who would get pissed off about this are the ones who actually believe that if you're for Black Lives Matter, you have to be anti-police.
Yeah.
Which kind of reveals the whole thing about them being pissed off about the Blue Lives Matter thing. It's like, stop!
The thing is, she's a Korean... she's a Korean policewoman. Yeah, it's a Korean... It's not even an American police outfit, it's a Korean one.
Yeah.
And she pilots a giant mech, which goes woo 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 for crying out loud. How is this a reflection upon real life or a commentary? That's just it. I'm just sick of this. All this, everything in the game has to be some sort of social commentary. You know, everything's political argument that they have.
Yeah,
it's because of the lives revolve around it, and they can't fight Overwatch because it's too late to fight Overwatch. Like, they can't boycott it. They can't say, "Oh, we're not going to play anymore." Everybody else doesn't give a shit.
They should have waited. They should have waited until Pitchford tried to do this for Battleborn to try and boost it.
That's going to be the next thing. He's going to post
the Black Lives Matter team. Yeah, it's like the skins where you can get a T-shirt for Black
Lives Matter. Activist skins. They have a character with a vagina hat or stuff.
you know, I actually would probably play Battleborn if there was an Antifa skin that I could kill. And not feel bad about it.
You see, that's the selling point.
Mm.
If Randy Pitchford isn't watching this shit, but make an Antifa skin, and you might get people to buy your game just to shoot Antifa.
Oh, yeah, Battleborn's a year old today, everyone. A year old today. 100 plays in the last 24 hours, according to...
Can you really become a year old if you're a stillborn?
Oh!
I'm just asking.
That was a rude one. Ooh.
No, but the thing. What really annoys? No. Not now. It'll come later. Don't worry.
Yeah, damn it! This is a comedy episode, Jen. No, they're not doing a Here's the Thing this week. All right?
Okay, no worries. It boggles my mind that they don't see what they did with Diva themselves with that goddamn drawing. Because it's exactly the same type of bullshit that they complained about when it came to the ancient one from Doctor Strange, which, by the way, I have to say is one of the best portrayals of the ancient one I have seen in any sort of adaptation of that story.
Can we for once just say fuck these people and just move on? Everybody knows they're retarded. Nobody even took them seriously. That's the thing about this. This was a non-issue. It was like a group of maybe 20 people that were upset about this, and everybody else didn't give a fuck. She's not even an American police officer. She's fucking Korean.
And
Korean police officers don't beat up Negroes. There aren't any around in fucking Korea. What the fuck do you want?
Internet explodes with justifiable anger, say journalists who pay attention to people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think my favorite thing is she's not even a policeman. It's just a skin.
Yeah.
The character's still a paramilitary offshore defender.
She's
still a mercenary.
Yeah, she's a gamer who is a cosplayer on her spare time. That's what I read from that character. It's a representation of a cosplayer. So she dresses up in a cop uniform to look a little bit hot.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Next
So
topic.
we touched upon it barely in the intro, but Starbucks is being sued. Apparently, this is breaking news, by the way. This is Roy bringing us this news. Starbucks is being sued for their unicorn drink, but not because it contains unicorn urine? Or do you have something else to tell us?
Oh, they're being sued over unicorns and unicorn accessories. Nobody gets that anymore. Now, apparently, a New York cafe had a pink and blue unicorn signature drink that they came out with a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
That launched about 4 months before Starbucks did their April unicorn special. That got so many people to decide that Starbucks maybe really was something that was a bad idea to begin with. But, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, let's try this out. What the hell is this? I don't know.
That was the first time I've ever seen a company release a product. Like Starbucks doesn't get much heat for the majority of the dumb shit it does. But this was the first time where like normies were like, what the fuck is that?
And the weird
you
thing,
expect
of course,
me to? That is in no way like.
It kept selling out. It sold out, and then they would restock it.
Curiosity.
Sold out and sold out. Yeah, you know, it's just a weird thing. People go like, I gotta try this. For the record, I personally did not. But
no, that's because you're not a cannibal.
Well, no. It has nothing to do with cannibalism. It's just I don't want to drink my own urine. Anyways.
Naturally.
Well, they initially told me that it was just a free drug test thing, right? Then they kept calling me back in, and eventually I called them and they said, "Okay, we'll give you money to shut up, but their promotion is done now, so I'm out for the NDA."
You didn't get a clue when they hooked up the pump. I mean,
yeah, and
that was a bonus. I figured at the time they got a little extra out of that, but so yeah, your latte came with extra cream this time, man.
An extra drop in every cup.
And now you know why he's been missing for so long.
The secret ingredients,
I've
everyone.
been tired and shagged out following a prolonged milking session.
Yes, I was just saying the secret ingredient is love.
Yeah, yes. Lots and lots of love.
So the outfit known as the Montauk Juice Factory filed a trademark application for the unicorn latte in January after the popularity of its drink soared, accounting for about a quarter of the store's sales. Now, I can't understand this myself because the actual drink is like 4 shots of mango syrup plus blue sour crystals.
Yeah.
And of course, above and beyond that, it's pretty much a standard latte. It's a drink that changes flavors as this stuff blends together, but it just doesn't come across to me as something that, pardon me for using come across, I apologize again, but it's kind of like, why would you drink that?
I haven't heard anybody who actually liked it that got it.
And yet it's sold out time and again.
I saw
because there's white chocolate in it, and it's like, why would you mix mangoes and white chocolate? It just
and apparently what they're saying is that by creating and marketing such a similar product, Starbucks should be held accountable for infringing, diluting, and otherwise diminishing the plaintiff's intellectual property value. It's an idea. It's a recipe. You can't trademark.
Not a recipe. You can trademark a certain way of. I think there's some. If you have containers, for instance, in New Orleans, I know there's a lot of popular sort of bars and so on that have signature cups, so that if you see people walking around with those cups, they're from that place. But there isn't necessarily a copyright thing. I saw this.
Let's clarify something real quick. The difference between copyright and trademark. Trademark is literally something that you're using to identify your business. It's something unique to your business. They're trying to say that a coffee recipe makes is a unique identifier of their business.
And they might be correct in that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will end up with.
Guys, I would just like to remind you that you're taking a recipe about unicorn lattes
Yes,
far too fucking seriously.
And I should note that.
No, what's funny is that they are.
Yeah, but that kind of drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now you guys are getting a little too deep into it.
No, I get it, but I'm just trying to understand why people would even buy such a thing, because I saw that drink on Philly D.
It was dumb and made a commercial, and people were like, "That looks really gross. I'm gonna try it."
But for someone outside of the U.S., I haven't seen the fucking commercials, so I don't. The only way
I thought the unicorn art that they had on the sign was pretty nice. That unicorn was thick, so
yeah. Can I please just finish my goddamn point?
No, because you're bringing the conversation down. No,
I actually want to note on something. I don't understand why you need to put fucking sugar in everything. It's just everything has to be
because
so
America.
Idiots. What? It's a fucking American, dude.
I know.
We deep fry and put sugar on every fucking thing.
I mean,
we have deep fried
you need
Twinkies.
to understand that.
We have deep fried Twinkies because a regular Twinkie wasn't good enough. We had to deep fry it.
Yes, but I saw this shit on Philly D's sort of behind the scenes show that he does in addition to his new show, and I saw these fucking cups of blue, almost it looks so synthetic. I almost got I almost got diabetes just from looking at it, because it just.
And Roy,
What?
And Roy, who got an erection from it?
Yeah, of course, but Roy's Roy, so
yeah, it's his thing.
Erection, damn near killed him.
No, but I just it's an American thing.
Why does it surprise you? Like this is the whole multicolor, change the color of something food and sell it as something unique and interesting isn't a new concept.
No,
man.
no. I'm not saying that. It's just that the way that it looked, it didn't look.
It looks gross, and everybody said it looked gross, but they still bought it out of morbid curiosity.
It's like, this drink will kill you. Really? How much is it? It's that kind of
We're the nation that chicken sandwiches were too blasé, so we had to do the double down.
Oh,
It's like two deep fried chicken breasts.
There's a
the
double
bread
down
for
hot
bacon,
dog
and,
where they molded the double down sandwich into a bun for a hot dog. Okay?
Yeah, but
this is fucking America.
Okay, Keld asked us a important question. You guys still didn't bring up what is the issue with the unicorn thing. Why exactly are they exactly similar?
Same recipe, he said.
Essentially they're saying that you got a blue and pink unicorn drink, but we came up with that first, and the recipes are similar, so we're going to sue.
Okay.
I'm like, you can't actually copyright an idea, and a trademark has to be something that identifies your business. It's like they can trademark My Little Pony because the designs are specific, the artwork used to market the designs is specific. The name actually works as a trademark for the way that it's done artistically, but the words My Little Pony themselves cannot be trademarked.
Okay, so
it's literally a mark that you slap on your products in the course of trade to promote recognition of your business. That's not a freaking latte. You're not gonna take the latte and actually slam it on the door and say, "See this? You recognize where you're getting this from now, right?"
Yeah.
No.
And of all things, like it's obviously a cash grab to try and get money from Starbucks. I mean, there's nothing more to it really than that. I mean, that's what a judge is gonna say for the most part. And
well, I was getting my unicorn smoothie from this place, but Starbucks slow now. I'm going over there.
Yeah, so
it's like being upset that somebody stole the idea for your shit sandwich.
Yeah. it. Why? Why are you
Alright.
suing? Why are you suing over something that's completely undrinkable?
Okay.
Come
I
on.
think it's
Yeah,
time
we-
to move
we-
on.
I think we've milked this subject for all we can.
Oh, God, alright.
Going for something overtly sugary, over to someone overtly unscientific, I guess.
Smooth.
Bill
Wow.
Nye, the guy formerly known as the
No.
science guy
We need to stop and recognize that was the worst
I've ever
segue
had. I know.
you've ever done,
I
and
know.
it's so bad that I admire it. That was impressive.
That was smooth like peanut butter brittle over your eyeballs. I swear to God.
No, but
Like,
yes, I know. I suck at segues,
if I was
but
dropping
at least
acid, that segue would have been genius.
whoa,
Mate,
man.
Great segue from something sugary to something not so scientific.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but we're a little late on the calendar for a 420 episode.
Yeah, we are.
Well, it is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Cinco de Mayo. I'm drunk, so that's fine.
Okay.
No, but Bill Nye, there's actually two guys in this whole fucking thing because we've been off for 2 weeks, and celebrities don't seem to be able to not act like fucking morons. And what happened was that if you haven't been paying attention to, social media the last couple of weeks, Bill Nye came out with a new show for Netflix that was... I barely managed to watch one episode, and it's so fucking preachy. I
can set this up a little better. All right,
Yeah.
for the people because we have people who aren't Americans that don't know about Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah.
Basically, 20 years ago, there was a show called Bill Nye the Science Guy that came on PBS. That was an entertaining show that actually taught scientific facts to kids. It was an awesome show. It was a great show. Even I caught it, even though I knew half the stuff from being a fucking nerd. But it was still an entertaining show. Bill Nye is a dude with an engineering degree that doesn't know the majority of the science that he was doing on the show, but he was an entertaining enough character and an entertaining enough actor to make science kind of cool when that wasn't really something that it was attributed to. Fast forward fucking 20 years, and we get Bill Nye Saves the Fucking World. Let me tell you about this show. This show is even in the episodes that are scientific, it's clear Bill doesn't really fit in with the other actual scientists because he can't really talk about the subject. And they bring in people like Will Wheaton to like be in the conversation as well. Like he's some type of fucking expert. Like everything, like, okay, there's the original show didn't have a studio audience. This show has a studio audience, and they ooh and ah when he brings out sciencey stuff like beakers. It's really freaking bad. It takes everything that was good about the original show and just says we're doing none of that.
Yeah.
And then you get to the sex ed episode. Oh boy.
Well, it's not just a sex ed episode, but that's the main crux.
The whole season is season is trash. It's all garbage.
To me, it was if I'd seen the same episode where Bill comes out on stage and then he starts talking about how dinosaurs and human beings walked at the same time on the planet because, hey, look, here's a layer of fossils that suggests that. I'm going, what?
Yeah. No, it's even the trivialization things of having an Indian guy come out and say white people have ruined yoga. Like that has absolutely nothing to do with anything, and nobody gave a shit about yoga until white people started doing it. So you would thank them, but whatever. But the thing is, it's this whole thing where all of this like kind of cements when they get to the sex ed episode that has like almost no science whatsoever, and then a song about a girl's vagina and fleshlights and her sexy junk by a woman and butt stuff, and it's just This is supposed to be a
It's so,
kid's show, right?
No, it's
It doesn't even know. Like the show doesn't. That's the thing. The show doesn't even know like who it's supposed to be for. Like, is it supposed to be an educational show for kids? Is it supposed to be an educational show for adults to show them in their padded room full of puppies and Play-Doh because they need their space? Like, there's like what? Who is this fucking show for? Like,
my favorite bit was definitely the ice cream cartoon though. Because they got vanilla ice cream, and they're all the different flavors of ice cream are meeting up. And the vanilla ice cream is, I thought it was supposed to be straight people, but then I thought, is he just men in general? Is he a white dude? I do not understand. He is saying random. I wasn't sure what its message was.
No,
And then
it's supposed to be like this conservative religious guy, wasn't he?
that's what it was.
Deefry's
yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
hey, Deefry, how hammered are you?
Not yet. I've only just cracked.
We're
open
singing
the
about my
celebration.
sexy junk.
Yep.
And fleshlights.
That's a real
These
fucking
clouds.
lyric. Like, I think the bigger thing about this show is that nobody fell for the bullshit on this one. Like, people who even believe like the social justice stuff that's in the show and whatnot, we're looking at the show like, wow, this is really bad. Like, even if they believed in this, it was still like, yeah, that's cringe from start to finish.
This would be a moment for Henry Winkler to watch this show and say, "Oh, thank God, somebody's finally replaced my shark jumping moment with something even bigger."
Yeah, it's way worse, dude. It's like, okay, I get that you wanted to do the show, and I was like, when I heard a new Bill Nye show, I was like, oh, that's cool, a new show to educate kids and whatnot, and
most of it's fine.
Most of it's fine until you start singing about fleshlights in the moonlight. Like, what made them think that it was okay for them to teach sex ed to kids?
It's not just that. It's also in the
like, do they think kids give a shit about Will Wheaton? Like, who's the show for?
It's not sex ed. You know, some of the stuff that he had on there, even people who push the idea of gender being a spectrum don't talk about some of the concepts that he had up there on his spectrum chart.
Yeah.
No.
Is essentially, here's your gender, and here's your sex, and here's whatever you think you are, and here's something on top of that. I'm like, this is going into 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon's junk.
Yeah, you've got
it's pseudoscience.
You've got the people who say that gender is not informed by the binary of biological sex, but then you have the people who say that there's this whole spectrum of whatever you want to call it. Like, it's basically saying that, you know, how used to like shut down the religious right by saying, oh, like, your sexuality is a choice. Well, now you've got people saying your gender expression is a choice.
Yeah. Well, it's like what Plippy was saying about the ice cream thing. To me, that stepped all over itself, because it starts off with vanilla saying, you should all just be vanilla. Vanilla is the proper natural ice cream, and you should just all recognize it. And at the end of it, they're converting him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you know, it's terrible for you to come in here and try and convert other people to your sexual way of life. Now we're going to do that to you, but it works. And
with no sense of irony whatsoever.
It's like that cuckold cartoon.
Oh,
that comic, yeah.
Actually,
the thing that got me was that like, one of the image problems that the LGBTQI barbecue, whatever the fuck, does actually have is that they are, like, with Pride and things. A lot of the gay guys I know don't like Pride because they're not sex mad, flamboyant lunatics.
They don't want to roll down the street on some roller skates with a dildo attached to their forehead. Like,
so
they're respectable human beings.
What do they do at the end of that?
No, but here's the thing. That's completely okay that people are doing that. I don't mind that at all. As long as they keep it to one. No. If they just keep it to one time a year doing that, I don't mind it at all.
No.
What I have a problem with is people who keep creating grievances, who keep doing this awful. Yeah. What?
I think my. Hang on, I forgot my train of thought. It's all right.
Yeah,
no, it's this kind of thing where you can be that whole out and proud and all that
Yeah.
and whatnot, but a lot of that's not every day. It became a stereotype.
Yeah.
It became like fried chicken and watermelon. It got drove so in the ground hard. The effeminate and the how like voice and the like all of that
Yeah.
shit became so ground into what you were supposed to be when you gave it. Like where it became a thing where people were expecting them to act this way.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you had a lot of gay people that were like, yeah, I'm done with this and I'm moving on.
Well,
I'm just Mike.
How do they sway the repressed conservative vanilla ice cream by putting them in a fucking orgy with poorly
Here's my favorite
double flavored ice cream and nuts and what the
fuck? On top of which, their whole plan revolved around the idea that he would actually like it. What if he started screaming rape?
I was because of this strange about when it comes to these things, because we talked about Pride earlier, and I can see why people don't like it. It's because the thing is, it's like if it's about acceptance, if it's about all this, that, and the other, what's with the strawberry hat? Do you think there's going to be someone really homophobic sitting there watching, going fags, homos, puffs, and then someone comes around wearing nothing but later hose and a big fruity hat and the dick hanging out? And they go, "Yeah, I get it now. Yeah,
I'm fine with that." No, but oh, sorry, D. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just making a flippant comment.
I think at the beginning, Pride was more of a rebellion thing to say that we're not going to hide anymore, and then being overzealous became the trend to do that. To like, I'm more out and unafraid.
Signaling.
Yeah, basically, it turned into virtual signaling.
But go back to the topic, because now we're going down a rabbit hole I don't necessarily want to see us go down.
The gay ice cream. Bill Nye.
But
the whole Bill Nye episode. That whole episode was virtue signaling.
Yeah. I agree. But
that's what the entire series is.
Yeah.
And they sprinkle in the actual scientific stuff in with all of the fucking virtual signaling. So it's like putting sprinkles on shit. Like they're doing it so that their radical ideas about certain things are easier digestible and make more sense and seem like actual science because they're putting it next to stuff that's actual science.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily what I thought was the worst with the entire series. The worst things were the comments in the climate change episode, because as people who know me know, I'm not a climate change denier, but the way that they talked about population control.
Punishments for people who don't.
Who was it who pointed out?
Yeah, they basically in the episode they said that they wanted to put out punishments for people who have too many children, and arrest people and put people in jail that are climate change deniers.
Totalitarian.
Yeah, there is
that shit is scary.
We have a government that does that on the planet. You know, they're called Chinese communists.
Yeah.
We don't have a smog problem. Into the gulag with you.
Well, not the gulag, because then they have to cross the border to Russia. But
it counts. Yeah, throw them over the border. Why not? Okay. What was I talking about?
Build the wall so the climate change deniers can't get in.
Yeah,
but they already did that. It's China.
Yeah.
Someone made the point. I think it was 4chan who said that they raised a point. They basically went with the whole Black Lives Matter UK thing, was saying that climate crisis is a racist crisis by saying someone in a third world country will produce only a fraction of the carbon emissions that someone in America will. It was like, great, well, let them stay over there, because if they come over to America, they're going to start emitting more carbon, aren't they? It's basically made the argument for actual vetted immigration. Good job.
Yeah, and the problem I have with that kind of comments is it steps very closely to the Chinese one-child policy, and also a future vision I didn't think I'd see again, which was Fortress by Christophe Lambert, which basically
all the policy really did to China was make people either abort their kids or send them to somewhere else in the world. So it doesn't alleviate the problem. You can't stop people from fucking, okay? It's the one truth of this world is you're not going to stop people from fucking.
Yeah.
No matter how they want to fuck, who they want to fuck, what they want to fuck. I don't care if it's a chicken. They will find a way to fuck that chicken.
We'll get to that later.
Come on.
See, that, Jen, that's a segue.
Well, you can't do the segue before. You know the goddamn topics order. God damn it. Please.
You don't segue to the real doll stuff as well.
Yes. We'll get to it.
It's a teaser.
It's called,
coming up next on Unsolicited Opinions.
It's called trying to keep this goddamn herd of cats in one goddamn group. No, but
you know he's a unicorn, Jan. How dare you
use of feline appropriation terminology triggers my equine heritage.
You walk right into that trap, Jan.
Yeah, I know. But it's this authoritarian streak from the left.
He's not going to be able to do it. That's the thing. Is that was something. It's so clear that absolutely everything in that show was written about by somebody else for him to say.
Yeah.
And he was just paid to fucking say it.
Bill Nye is
he
an
doesn't
actor.
believe.
He has
Bill Nye's a
a
fucking
degree.
actor.
He has a degree, which is STEM related, and it should be noted that Dolph Lundgren has 4.
Yeah. Keld brought up a point though. A point though. There is actually a show between Bill Nye the Science Guy and Bill Nye Saves the World, and that was called The Eye on Nye. I think that I got that name correctly.
And nobody watched
I've got the Eye on Nye. Never heard of it.
The Eye of Nye. And
Like
apparently, I haven't watched this show because he brought it up right now. And apparently it was pseudo-political. So it touched on these issues before. It touched on these issues.
Well, he's been getting into the realm of politics for a while. That isn't anything new.
Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me there was another show. It's just this was a obvious just money grab by him to make this schlock.
Yeah.
And
it's just that the show itself is. He said earlier, just before the show hit, he said science is political, and I thought, oh god, here we go.
No.
Because we seem to know what side of politics science always seems to take, and it's the one that gives them more funding.
Yeah,
I know. And what that show actually showed to me with the ice cream is that the Conservatives were right. Getting gay raped makes you gay, apparently.
And catch the gay.
Catch the gay. Catch the gay.
Yeah, to me, that's always been a weird shibboleth of the homosexual community. That if you're gay, it's natural. You can't change back. It's just what you are. But straight people can go gay.
Yeah.
But if you're straight, we can convert you.
I've seen people say in earnest, "Why does anyone choose to be straight?" I mean, they're on Tumblr, but it's fucking
yeah.
That bastion.
Yeah, but
we were talking about the climate change stuff and things. It made me laugh that there do seem to be certain topics that they become unquestionable truths to some people. Yeah. So climate change at the moment, I never saw any reason to be skeptical of the conclusions made by climate change scientists, as they say.
Which you are now.
until I saw the hostility that came with questioning it in any way. Maybe this isn't the right conclusion, and it's just, you're a climate change denier. I bet you think there's a nuclear holocaust coming. And all this
the whole hysteria fear thing started with an inconvenient truth.
Cool, yeah.
But the romanticizing of that movie, and it was, this is the movie, and all this is going to happen, and all. But according to that movie, we should have been in an ice age like a year ago.
In the year 2000.
January 2016 was his official date.
But now we're seeing the same kind of hostility from not scientists, but science-flavored entertainers to the idea that gender isn't a spectrum. Is this going to be the next unquestionable truth?
Yes, because Adam's
any criticism of it is getting you labeled a conspiracy theorist.
Because Mythbuster Adam Savage managed to fucking say that gender is a social construct. Basically, that's what he basically said.
He's always been a snowflake, though. Go watch that show. There's a reason that show broke up after. They only stayed together because they were making so much fucking money. But Jamie and Adam, they fucking hated each other. They could not fucking stand each other.
That's weird.
And now
because
we know why.
I have no problem with any of this. I really don't. The whole idea of the gender being a construct, or this being a construct, race being a construct, all this stuff being a construct. I'm a fucking unicorn. Screw all these people.
Yeah, but we have to.
And I want my federal funding for being an endangered species. Don't dare tell me that I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, look at the census. One.
Yep.
Endangered. Yeah.
Right.
You've got to breed him. You've got to breed him.
Roy Calbeck versus the world. It always has been.
Yeah.
I need to find you a music song. Actually, I'll see if I can find it.
No, but I didn't know that the chemistry between Adam and Jamie was so fucking bad.
They were even honest about it afterwards, that they just could not get along because one is a conservative and the other is a liberal. And
well, I wouldn't call Adam Savage a liberal.
Sounds like a sitcom.
Well, the thing is the show they stopped focusing so much on that show about science and started doing like social, liberal arts kind of myths and shit, where it started to get like social justice-y and things and whatnot, and also like certain myths that Adam didn't want to be busted were busted, and like especially when it came to gender, like there was all kinds of like fireworks behind the scenes because of shit like that went on for years. That was so hush hush because they were getting a shit ton of money to do that show.
I did hear that the reasons why they cut the B team was because of internal drama, but I thought that was because of the internal drama between the three. But apparently,
the show
did their own show afterwards.
Yeah, they got their own show.
To go to do their own show, which
it wasn't them.
It wasn't them, dude.
There
was a reason why Jamie. There was a reason why, like the first couple of seasons, they did myths together, and then by the time the show was over, they all were doing their own myths separately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
it got too much.
Yeah, and I wonder if the Mythbusters production crew. But I don't think so, because I actually think Jamie Hyneman owns the rights to everything in that show.
Yeah,
we'll go back and edit it like Bill Nye and Netflix now have done.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing about the Bill Nye thing is they went back in the episode and took out the gender is.
I
think
history to
which I'm not surprised.
I think it's amazing that basically they came and they said, here is how gender works. I'm a girl, and it's based on X or Y chromosomes. That determines your biological gender. Skip forward 20 years, and here's Bill Nye with a giant abacus to describe it for you, which has expression, feeling. I think it actually had the word feeling on it. And he moved the abacus up and down to show what the difference. It's like, oh, for goodness sake, man.
Some people feel they are Napoleon Bonaparte, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know? Some people feel they have the split personalities between Ulysses S. Grant and fucking Abraham Lincoln.
I feel like I should run the world, but nobody gives me any fucking break on that. So, it's a lot of
You're not evil. You just want to rule the world so you can fix it.
Yes, exactly. Because we all know if we put one person in charge, nothing can go wrong.
Oh god, it's going to be non-stop Jordan Peterson videos on TV. That's it. It's going to be Jordan Peterson, nothing but.
Yes.
There'll be one book. There'll be one book, Jans.
Yes.
I cannot wait for another 20 years to pass so that we have this pendulum swing completely back the other direction. And we're talking about single gender.
Oh God.
There's only one gender.
There's only one.
There can be only one.
Well, we kill
I
each
don't know.
other.
It's
and whatever
just
gender
it's funny to
survives,
me
it's
that
gender.
it's so hypocritical from somebody like Bill Nye who
Mm.
spent like the last decade or so trying to fight flat earthers and
Exactly.
creationists
Making a name for himself
to
on empiricism.
basically debating these people that they're wrong because they have no scientific proof.
To
And then
lose
he
it
comes
to
up with this show.
partisanship. Yeah.
He comes out with this show where like half of it isn't based off of scientific truth at all, and it's based off of what people feel, and it's like you're a hypocrite,
Yeah, one of
just
the
like
most
Jones.
cringeworthy
And the
Discord
whole
members.
to segue into that, the whole Jones thing where it's
Yeah.
we're the super liberals and we're on the Daily Show and we're amazing, but we're not going to let brown people go to my kid's school because
Yeah. Well, you should start where the entire fucking story began, because Samantha Bee has a show on Comedy Central called Full Frontal, and she
so edgy.
Why?
yeah
So bad.
she's so edgy, she's almost Amy Schumer.
Do you think? Yeah. Should we do the Samantha Bee challenge on League of Evil? Do you think?
Yes.
Oh, we
I
could
think,
do.
I think
promise
we
you,
need to do.
What
I'll probably
is
leave
the
that in
Samantha
5
Bee
minutes.
challenge?
No, we
Sorry?
did it. We
You know
did
what
the
it is?
movie Bob challenge.
Yeah.
That's going to be uploaded within
Yeah.
a couple
Still
of days.
editing that. I have a bit of extra time now, don't I, Jack?
Yes, you do,
Yeah.
and we will announce that at the end of the show. Why you have extra time now?
You killed
It's
his
gonna
wife.
be fun.
He
No.
killed his wife.
No, but the Samantha Bee then decided that because she does a lot of political stuff, which I'm so fucking. Can someone please do comedy without necessarily being all political? Please.
Oh Christ, yeah. Tell me about it.
Every
Every comedian,
every-
just as an aside, every comedian in London.
Tangent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll be as quick as I can. There's a bunch of comedians who are wondering why their content is not working outside of London.
Yeah.
They write their content for a London audience, which includes a bunch of pro-Remain jokes. And when they tell it in the rest of Britain, people walk out.
Yeah.
It's glorious.
I love how you're grooming your beard and simultaneously shaking your booze at the camera at the same time.
No, but
This is celebration mead.
yeah, it's celebration mead, and we will announce why we're celebrating, because I'm celebrating as well.
He killed his family too.
Yeah.
Can we get back to the topic?
Yes.
Yep.
The
Samantha Bee, go ahead.
the Samantha Bee issue, because there has been a lot of sort of talk about the typical smug liberal, which I would gladly say she is, and she wrote an article.
It's more that she's
Yeah.
important to the topic because she keeps saying that there's no such thing as smug liberals. Liberals aren't smug. She's trying to defend and trying to deny all of this, all the while her husband, who's another smug liberal, is trying to keep the wrong kind of people out of their children's private school. It's so obvious that like the majority of people who jump on this train that they're just doing it for financial gain,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't believe anything they talk about.
It's the limousine liberal kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, the limousine liberals where
Diversity for thee, but not for me.
yes, bring in the refugees, but keep them away from my property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Everyone gets
put 'em
suddenly
with
very
the
libertarian with that all of a sudden, isn't it?
Yep, my property.
Someone should really do something about that. You're a multimillionaire with multimillionaire friends. Yeah, someone else should really do something about this problem.
I'm a man of the people. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Ignore the ivory back scratcher.
Yeah, and I actually saw an interview. I don't know if I've mentioned this before live, but if I have, yes, I have a tendency to do that anyway. I saw an interview with Mark Duplass, who's a director and actor in Hollywood. It was actually on the Rubin Report, which everybody knows I'm a huge fan of. And he said the way that we should act now as liberal-minded people is that if they cut taxes on the rich, which a lot of Hollywood liberals are really fucking rich, you should donate money, at least half of what you're saving on taxes, to those causes which they have to cut money for. If you believe so strongly in that cause, you should do that. And that was his suggestion, and I fucking love that idea.
But Jan,
yeah.
If they actually solved the problem with their money, how could they virtual signal it about it and gain publicity?
Yeah, you can't complain about the problem if it's not fixed. Come on, if you fix it, sorry, come on now.
And have you noticed that most of the celebs who are doing this are B-listers?
Yeah. It's rarely ever like people who actually like have attention on them. Like you don't see like you'll see like A-list actors bring it up every once in a while, but it's always somebody who's not doing anything that suddenly wants to go on the big, mission on this particular issue.
A-listers are just recording movies all the time.
Yeah. Or appearing in very, very weird photo shoots after their divorce.
Yeah. I think my favourite one was Scarlett Johansson. Her film did not do so well, and she was claimed that Ghost in the Shell was not woke enough. So her immediate thing was to turn around and start shouting about Ivanka Trump. Good save, girl. Good save.
Yeah.
You gotta go with the political gambit.
Yeah. You gotta do something. Her career is not exactly going anywhere. Like, her peak is Black Widow in the MCU, and it's not like anybody really likes her character. You could take her out of those movies, and nobody would give a shit. Yeah. And her solo movies have not done well, any of them.
No, but Lucy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But going back to the topic, because we touched on what this actually led to, because apparently someone, as far as I understood it, someone did some journalistic digging right after that article got released. And apparently Jason Jones, who is the husband of Samantha Bee and herself, started fighting getting low-income kids from minority backgrounds into their school. Have I understood that correctly?
And he's also, you're forgetting to mention that he is a correspondent. He was a correspondent on The Daily Show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Jason Jones, is that his name?
Yeah, Jason Jones.
That means Noah's kid could be turned away from their school.
Yes, but Artivous, you actually
Trevor Noah's kid is rich, so
another smug liberal.
Yeah, Artivous, you read the actual article, so could you please explain the situation?
Yeah, we didn't do our research.
No, basically, all right. Charter schooling in the U.S. is basically set up where, okay, they've admitted that schools in lower income areas and minority areas are shit. So they started doing programs where they would ship these kids out to better schools. And guess what? The kids do better.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, fucking surprise. And so basically there's all kinds of programs that do this. A lot of them are in New York and whatnot. And so basically he fought to keep this program out of his kid's school.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable if you have...
If you're a racist.
Yeah.
It's not like these kids... That's the thing. It'd be different if these kids had a history of coming to these schools and fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Usually they get to these schools and they're like, oh shit, real computers, real shit. People actually give a shit about me.
Yeah.
And they do amazing and fit in perfectly and end up going to college. It'd be different if they burned the fuckers down when they went there.
Yes, then it would be
they're
understandable.
Not Muslim refugees, but...
I just like it. They go, oh, look at the teachers. They're sitting in the chairs the right way around. They're not turning it around, squatting on it, and giving and
nobody's twerking on desks.
Nobody's pregnant at 12.
I mean, this is...
And no, that's the thing. Is for some of these charters, they're white kids from bad areas that get into these schools as well. So it's not just befitting the minority kids; it's poor kids in general. And it's the same thing where they get into these schools and they're like, "Oh, okay, I actually care about education and my future and whatnot, and I'm gonna sit down and shut up and learn this cool shit."
Who would think that good schools could actually help kids in bad situations?
But no, that's the thing. It's the most probably one of the most liberal things to try and do good by minority kids in this country. And he's like, no, not with my kids.
What gets me
Not
is
with my
it
kids.
doesn't even look like a quotas thing. It just looks like the public school is overcrowded.
Yeah, generally that's the way it is because our school systems are fucked for the most part because nobody really competent goes into teaching because it pays so horribly. So the only people who go into teaching are people
Real
who had
passionate ones.
either, passionate about it or the
Or
people
fucked up.
who had nothing else to go into.
Really
Those
creepy
can't do
people
it
as
all that.
well.
Well,
That's those statistics that came out lately where education has the lowest IQ, one of the lowest IQs in terms of college degrees.
Alright.
And it's that kind of thing where this has been a perpetual cycle where the teachers have gotten worse, so the pay has gotten worse, and so the teachers have gotten worse, and so the pay has gotten worse.
Is
So
that the communists dragging down the IQ average? So that might, the ones who just go in to indoctrinate kids.
There's also that because they can't get any other jobs. You don't really have to go through.
Well, I was raised in the California public school system, and it was not until I was into my mid-20s that I realized that I had been lied to all my childhood when I kept getting told that Nixon had been impeached. He was impeached. He was impeached. He was impeached. And I was always told for lying to the American people, for lying to. It was this mantra over and over and over again. Not until I started doing my own political studies, like, no, he resigned. There was never an actual impeachment process, but they wanted the kids to believe that for the political value to it, and ultimately this came
that Bill Clinton did it.
This was exactly it. This was exactly it. When Bill Clinton finally did, and I was pointing out to these people, I was born and raised in California, where I was told if you lied to the American people, you deserve impeachment. Oh, well, you see, the difference is...
Here's the thing.
He's on the left.
Yeah, but...
he's right.
Am I wrong in thinking that there were actually Republicans who were pissed off at Gerald Ford for not impeaching...
there were.
Nixon,
okay,
because but that's what I mean.
They were angry that
actually
he pardoned him for his crime of committing perjury.
Yes,
and that's something reasonable to be angry about. The guy was convicted and sent to jail for perjury, and one of the first things that Ford does, one of his lasting legacies, is pardoned his predecessor that he was the VP of. For an actual crime.
Yeah.
It really did seem like a pipe dream, a bit like an illusion for some people to say that Obama was scandal-free. It was, just after he fucking left.
Nobody.
I think for varying values of the word scandal, perhaps.
Yeah, no. I think he actually said that a scandal-free White House. I'm assuming that was the room he was in. For example, he's not like Bill Clinton, because Bill Clinton, he splashed out in a new dress for an intern. That's all he really did.
But since we're on the path of talking about keeping minorities out, there was a Mexican family who was busted with a bunch of cocaine and $600,000 in cash.
30 pounds of cocaine. And 30 pounds is not a small amount of cocaine.
You got a backpack of snort.
Yep.
That's 30 pounds of fucking cocaine.
That's a good measurement there. Backpack of
you
cocaine.
could kill about 10% of Hollywood with that.
or give Charlie
Now the reason this Mexican family is of interest is because their daughter, who is an immigration activist.
Yes. Let me find that link.
And that's
it's that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, because people forget there's a lot of Mexican families that are in the U.S. that got rich and paid their way over here because they're cartel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm just thinking,
and the cartel wants.
Plippy, what were you saying?
I was thinking I would not like to be their mule. That's a lot of condoms up the ass.
I don't think you could fit 30 pounds of cocaine up your ass. I mean,
well, you can try. I bet Charlie Sheen has tried.
That's
You might get one brick. You might get one brick.
It's gonna be one hell of a
Split it
brick.
evenly among the Kardashians or something.
Let me through. I'm a Kardashian. Well, look at his ass. Obviously, he is.
But
He's
Alright,
just foaming at the mouth.
that's
Give him a Pepsi. Give him a Pepsi. Sorry.
It is so. I mean, if it was just a regular Mexican family who got caught with this, it wouldn't give the anti-immigration people so much traction. But the fact that it was an activist's family who got caught doing this.
I mean, it's not like it's good cover, but I mean, there's definitely.
It's exactly what Artie was saying. There is a vested interest on the part of the cartels to get the laws changed over here to make a more porous border.
Well, absolutely,
Yeah.
They want. They
anything that
know that anybody sneaking in will do illegal things in order to get up here, and they've been using them for decades, and it's not like it's obvious.
Well, they're illegally, so there's crime number one.
Regardless of the the crackdown on illegal immigration, like if legal immigration is too hard, I think as well, I think you're still going to get this kind of.
Of course.
It's never going to be to make legal immigration easier. It's just going to be to step off the illegal stuff, as we're seeing, well, with the sanctuary cities and no human is illegal and all this crap.
Yeah, that was always Trump's big calling thing, wasn't it? He says he wanted the wall, but he wanted a huge door in it. His thing was crack down on the illegal aliens, but make it easier to come in if you want to be legal and you're law abiding. That was his.
Well, the whole problem. All right, illegal immigration in the U.S. in terms of Mexico isn't going to stop until the U.S. just outright obliterates the cartels in Mexico.
And one way to do that
happens, until the Mexican cartels get basically killed, because there's nothing else you can do. They own the government, they own the people, they do whatever the hell they want. Until they are wiped the fuck out, immigration is going to be a problem. There's no reason why Mexico should be a port. No, there's no reason.
You proposed a right-wing death squad right here, right now. Let's do it, guys.
No,
they're criminals. It's not like this. These are people who slaughter people and hang them up in the streets for fun. It's not like they're the righteous, good cartels that are doing good by the people. They've bled the country dry to the point.
The best way to wipe the cartels out is to legalize a lot of drugs. It's the best way to do it.
Not anymore. They got too much money.
Well,
20 years ago, you'd be correct. 20 years ago, you'd be correct. But they have so much capital now, they can just invest in something else.
Well, you need a two-pronged fucking strategy. Let me defend myself. You do need a two-pronged strategy. You need to legalize, and you need to fight the ones that have actually killed a bunch of people. But you can do that within legal means. You don't need to resort to fucking death squads to do it.
Well, then here's the major problem. All of the cartels are run by people who are mass murderers. All of them.
There's no such thing as a happy family cartel. They slaughter people.
The second thing is if you legalize it, what you're going to wind up with is like what happened with a lot of the mafia. The mafia went legit because legit was just about as profitable as being illegal. Yeah. It didn't make the mafia go away, and it didn't stop them from engaging in other lines of
They just invested in other crime.
It's just you're not actually getting rid of the problem. You're more you're legitimizing it, and the question that goes back to is having crack cocaine available over the counter actually a good idea for society?
Well, I'm not saying no.
I need some crack.
No, I will not.
Motherfucker.
Fuck off. I will not allow you to turn my pro-legalization.
When I saw Antifa in fucking Europe light that cop on fucking fire, I was like, you know what? I think I might need some crack today. Like today might be the day.
Me, I'm for moderation in all things. Like I'm for legalized marijuana. Okay. There are some things that we can legalize that aren't really going to be a problem. But full, total, 100% legalization.
No. And to say that I said that would be a lie. But
No.
To say
Deefry's
to equate a reasonable to equate a reasonable way of dealing with the drug problem to selling cocaine over the counter. I don't think that necessarily is very fair to what I was saying.
I think what you were saying is like if you want like an effective way to deal with the cartels, would be to legalize drugs to an extreme extent. That comes with ramifications, but it would deal with the cartels. You're not suggesting that it is the solution to go with.
No, I'm not. If you're gonna deal with the cartels properly, you need to hit them where it hurts for the most, and that is in the marketplace.
So this is
it's not by killing them all, because they'll just go underground or be replaced, which we've seen time and time again throughout history.
There's a big difference between when we're talking about mafias here. Mm-hmm. The mafia doesn't run the U.S.
No,
the cartels run Mexico.
Yeah, but they used to run the U.S. when there was a prohibition on.
Okay.
Then they actually did.
No, they never did. They never actually did. Let's bear something in mind culturally regarding.
They ran Chicago.
Yeah, they did. Chicago, bang bang. Something that we have to remember culturally about Mexico is that it was settled as a hacienda culture where individual families had legacies and dynasties that were built around plantation ownership. They essentially were unofficial nobility. That has continued to mutate throughout every permutation of the Mexican economy. And there's kind of an infamous statement that 99% of Mexican wealth is owned by 27 families. They're the same families by and large that came over on their original boats. So until you have that sort of system broken up, that is the core of Mexican corruption.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be an honest cop in Mexico because at any moment you could be disappeared for doing your job legally.
Well, there was a little girl that they voted to be a little girl. They voted to be the mayor of a town because they thought, well, the cartels won't kill her and she'll be pure.
Because of her surname or something, no? Or was it?
Yeah.
Because she was...
because she was a little girl because they think they wouldn't go that far. And she ended up fucking dead. You do not cross them in Mexico or they find you hanging from an overpass.
The immigration issue as well is that it's not just Mexicans who are crossing the Mexico-US border, is it? You've got Guatemala and...
that's why Mexico has a wall at their southern border.
It's more like a fence, but...
Yeah, but it's still hard to pass.
To build their border.
Dude, like I've seen that thing. You can leisurely hop over it. Stop pretending like that's some kind of wall. Like I don't even have to stretch. Like I could.
Yeah,
I've seen hurdles that are bigger than that thing.
It's like America shouldn't secure its border. That's horrible and evil. I'm like, name another major nation that doesn't.
Sweden. Well, they do now. They do now. So
no, allowing everybody in isn't a matter of not policing your border at all. It's just come on in.
This is what always got me about Europe is that they say it's working together and bringing all of these new workers in. I was like, these people are committing crimes. Just discreetly push them over to our border country that we're supposed to be friends with in the EU. We just push them there. You're their problem now. We don't have to deal with you anymore. But we're stronger together. We're all united in the European Union.
Poland, take these refugees. They're not harmful. Take them, please.
Look at all these lovely, lovely refugees. Oh, God, they're so lovely. Look, we're all multicultural. And oh, God. Hey, Sweden, guys, you don't fight back, do you? Okay, go over there. Just tell everyone it's lovely. Just tell everyone it's lovely. Okay. They're gone now. Oh God, more coming. Okay, Sweden, need another solid from you.
Turning the tap off in Turkey might be a better solution, but
all right.
We'll just spread it around.
This is all good, but I think Jen, we need a subject change.
Yeah, I was just about to do
Please don't do a segue. Just say the next topic.
No, going from non-stop immigration.
Oh God, no!
No, shut the fuck up. This is good. This is good.
Segue, man.
Do it.
Going from non-stop immigration now to non-stop drivers because North Carolina House Bill, I don't have the number right here. Fuck.
Nobody cares.
Anyways,
Excellent segue.
North Carolina has made it legal for drivers to run over protesters if they feel like it.
Get your brand new Black Lives Matter speed bump.
No,
No, they basically made it. Yeah, they basically said you don't have to suffer any legal ramifications for just driving
If
through
somebody comes out and blocks the road, and I'm sorry, at this point it's like, well, I have the right of way, motherfucker.
It'd be different if they didn't like if those road blockings didn't always become violent because they kept like you can. No one deserves to get pulled the fuck out of the car and fucking beaten in the street.
That's the thing, yeah. The ones that just aren't happy about having been blockaded by these people. You see them punch in the back window and
damage to your vehicle. Like, what if you had your kids in the fucking vehicle and you're just trying to get there's no way. So drive through those motherfuckers. And in North Carolina, nobody's gonna say a goddamn thing.
Nice.
I like the idea of opening a business there, to service all the people that run over a Black Lives Matter protester. With standard.
We'll fix your paint job.
Yeah,
we'll get that blood off.
Get the blood off nicely, squeeze that human-shaped dent in there. Yeah, the black
you just see
flying over.
You just see the impression of a rat face with like a twirling mustache on the hood.
The thing is, like with Black Lives Matter in its current state, you've probably run over a white guy.
Yeah, you're probably going to run over a white guy because the majority of Black Lives Matter protesters are
not
white.
to mention the Portland Antifa guys they arrested. You see that picture? Jesus fuck.
That shit was hilarious.
That was whiter than a London Marks and Spencer's. That's not a good example, but whatever. Okay.
You can get an A for effort.
Yep. More meat.
You're drinking, so you get a pass. But no, it's hilarious to me that like this had to be a thing. Like I would have run over those motherfuckers anyway, but it's nice that somebody's like, yeah, we're not going to put people in danger because you're like blocking the highway.
Do it all you want. Yeah, obviously, if people there might be a slight legal issue if you reverse and go for another shot. But if you got to get to work or something,
so no donuts.
You got to check your
donuts
gearbox.
in the protest.
You got to check the gearbox, man. Just make sure it still works. So you're back up.
Feels like this. Someone is always going to take the piss, and this is an amazing thing for someone to take the piss. Just come around, do another lap. Just fucking go around the block and just try out again.
Where are you going? I missed. I gotta go around again.
Yeah, that bitch. She took my wing mirror. We'll fucking take a skull.
You got to make the vehicle match.
Your roads are scary as shit as they are. Like, why the fuck?
Yeah, our roads are fucked up as they are. Like, you could act like you could be trying to, like, even if you try and swerve to hit a protest, you could be like, listen, I would have swerved to miss the protesters, but there were potholes right there, and I'm not fucking up my car.
Yeah. That's what gets me about like the zebra crossings because we have ones. You guys have walk and don't walk, don't you? On the on the zebra crossing, we have ones if they have traffic lights by them. Zebra crossings, like some we have with no traffic lights and cars. If there is a person crossing it, you have to stop at these, right?
You do, yeah.
Then you have ones with traffic lights that then go back to amber and start flashing, saying if there's someone walking. Maybe don't barrel through them.
Yeah, it's basically between the red and the green. There's like a standby light in the middle telling you.
It's a transition period.
We actually
you're forgetting that we have the light system of red, green, and yellow. Okay, green is go, red is stop, and yellow is either you need to press on the brakes so you actually don't miss the light, or baby slow down. And guess which one people choose every time?
When it comes to traffic lights, there are places in the UK like that, like Bradford. Bradford has the #1 rate of reoffenders for suspended driving licenses. It also has a 13% immigration rate from Pakistan, but I'm sure they're not correlatory.
I'm not. No. Oh, well, I'll be honest. I do honestly agree with that. Amber to me has always meant floor it.
for it.
Now,
When it's a
live in
pedestrian
Arizona.
crossing and there is
I
someone walking
live
on
in
it.
Arizona where people complain about relatively tame driving. We don't have much in the way of road rage here. 99.9% of the time, the traffic here is fine, almost delightful. Then I went and visited California with somebody else driving, riding with a native, and my hands were clenched around the seat the entire time.
Dude,
So I'm seeing people come, whipping within inches, people slamming on their brakes. It's like, fuck, you hit me. I was like, there's no reason for you to be doing this except you're a passive-aggressive douchebag. And you think
Say
your
that, but
car... I can understand why there are some liberals who don't trust people with guns, because you see how they drive. It's like, yeah, imagine giving this guy a gun too. Guess what would happen?
I got to be honest. I learned to drive around Birmingham, and and whenever I go to another part of the country, I'll say people tend to jump out my way when I drive. Tad aggressive, I think I am. A tad more aggressive than the other drivers, but I get them for everyone.
That's interesting. Have you seen this news article? It's saying in North Carolina you have what's called comparative negligence.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know this because I work in insurance, but contributory negligence means that when an allegation's put forward and someone is like, "You've done this to me," when they investigate, they'll find that okay, it did happen, but you were 1/3 at fault and we were 2/3 at fault. Therefore, we'll pay you 2/3 of the settlement money you wanted. That's what contributory negligence means, right?
All right, yeah.
Comparative negligence, according to this, means if I'm comparative negligence means that if I'm somewhat at fault but you're more at fault, you've got to pay me instead. So whoever's more at fault is the one who needs to pay.
So
and that's in
somebody
North Carolina.
Yeah, it's someone
So
who
basically, if
steps.
you run over a protest.
Yeah,
it's splitting the difference.
Yeah, basically, yeah. If you plow through a bunch of protesters, you can then say the person protesting is more at fault than I am for having driven through you. Therefore, you pay me. In other words,
my question
you
is,
could probably
do they
claim
have to
for the
stand in the
damage to
street?
your car quite easily in North Carolina.
So basically, if you got a scuff on the front, you got a scuff on the front.
If you break my windshield by me running over you, you have to fucking pay for it. Is basically what they say.
I really do feel sorry for somebody who gets run over by a vehicle for whatever reason, just because I can look at that and go like, my God, just the humanity involved in that. Yeah. At the same time, I have no problem with I also remember that Hitler was a human being. And I wouldn't have minded.
He wasn't a chicken.
Yeah,
man, could you imagine if he stood on the streets in North Carolina? He couldn't walk across the street in his entire life. People would be trying to swerve and get. I want to run over fucking Hitler.
He's a friendly guy, always waving.
Yeah,
I would power slide into that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Since you guys
be North Carolina drift.
Yeah.
North Carolina drift.
Since you guys touched upon the
myself,
you always do that. Since you guys touched upon the white power symbols,
as we always do,
as you
sort
always
of, as inevitably comes to us.
4chan is owning the rest of the world because now apparently everything is a white power symbol.
No, they realized that they could get people to do stuff just to piss off, because some idiot will do no research and then think that this is the thing, and then write an article, and then the OK sign is the symbol of white supremacy. So now they're just throwing shit out there to see what sticks.
That one, there was that one. There was the two genders throwing up the peace.
Yeah.
We should explain the situation, even though most of our listeners probably know this already. But what happened was the start of it was that there were people like Cassandra Fairbanks and Mike Cernovich were being taken pictures of in the White House, showing the OK sign, and while they were doing this, 4chan, which is an image board,
I don't think they need that explained.
No,
no one needs it.
No, it's a known hacker. Okay, It's the hacker
freaking
notice.
Chan culture is
Yeah.
fucking influencing fucking country politics at this point. I don't think you need to explain who they are anymore.
No, but what they did on poll was basically try to figure out a way to make the okay symbol, the universal symbol for I'm okay or this is okay.
Is perfecto.
Yeah. They tried to they wanted to see how much influence they had, so they started discussing it as though the three fingers hold up in front are the shape of a W, and the thumb and the index finger, is that the right?
The pincer.
Yes.
Yeah, thumb and index.
Yeah.
Is the P in power. So it's basically white power.
Hell of a gang sign.
Yeah. And
Not very creative. I mean,
Fucking the blood symbol is
yeah, I
ridiculous.
was thinking that the Bloods have all this
Look at
stuff
that.
going
Like,
on,
what the fuck? What is that?
and all we can come up with is this.
Fucking dumb as shit. Is this symbol?
Yeah, you can't do it.
It's the same. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me.
Oh, East Side was.
It reminds me of. Shit.
Like West Side is so much easier to do than East Side.
It is.
It looks less cringy. I mean, like that's fucking pathetic. Is like.
Yeah.
could
I
you guys
stand that one.
stop doing gang signs in chat while the audience can't fucking see it?
Turn on the webcams then.
Oh god, no.
Yeah. No, but
I'll get a gangster in here, man. On East Side and shit.
Hey, don't step, ese.
Stop, man.
Look at the border.
the worst part is that there were a bunch of articles written about this in the usual suspect sites.
Immediate support for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
What
figured
I
out.
mean was,
Yeah.
there was more of a literal link. There was more of it. You could easily understand the link compared to the fucking purple bird. What the? Like, I didn't even understand how the purple bird
here
was
was
apparently all right.
The funny thing that I think we're missing here is that the original reporter who made this into a thing actually linked to the ADL's website saying, here's the white power symbol, but wound up using 4chan's image of the WP to try and claim that the OK symbol was implicating Cernovich and them. But you actually go to the link, and it's a guy using both hands to make W with one and P with the other.
Oh, that was it. Yeah,
a very distinct and unusual, weird-ass sign. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yes, it's like the actual white power symbol looks nothing like what Cernovich and her were doing. And also, since they were doing it mirror style, okay from two different directions, they'd have to be arguing that WQ was the intent of Cernovich.
Yeah, white queers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say white quarry.
White quarry?
Yes. White corn, it's a vegetarian.
White power, white queers, gays for white power. Woo!
Gays for Trump.
Woo! See, it all comes back together.
Shout out to my boy.
Well, that's what everyone knows. That when Trump held up that LGBT flag, LGBT to Trump means let's gas the blacks too.
Yeah.
Well, no, they are actually doing it. They are trying to co-opt the rainbow symbol. Have you seen this?
Yes.
They're saying with the rainbow symbol, separate is beautiful, mixed is ugly.
All of this goes back to Pepe, though. It's kind of like, look,
Technical
they'll take
difficulties.
anything that we put up there.
Yeah.
They'll take anything we put up there, Pepe or whatever. They'll say, oh, because of the people using it, it's suddenly a white power racist thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Going back to what I said before, my power went absolutely bonkers. It's exactly what happened with black people and gang signs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is precedence to this whole thing where anything a black person did in a picture was taken as a gang sign for a little while. And so black people actually started doing stupid shit on purpose just to get the news to call it gang signs, just to fuck with the news. So this has happened before.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories is a single troll with a really screwed up fake website link managed to get a Pulitzer Prize winning New York Times reporter to declare that a brony was implicated in the shooting of a cop. And it was a high-profile case. What else? And it didn't take him long to take it down because their other friends started saying, "Did you bother fact-checking this?" Now, mind you, not people on the internet, not people tweeting to her saying this is wrong, but her own colleagues saying this doesn't smell right. Oh wait, did you actually go to the page and check? So within a few hours, she'd already taken it down, and then she explained why she put it up in the first place. Even for a Pulitzer Prize-winning New York Times reporter, the window for writing up an article is so fast there is no time to check anything.
Yeah.
If it passes the first basic sniff test that they try, okay, this looks legit, I'll report it as legit.
Yeah.
This is why I laughed so hard at them doing it with the peace sign and saying it's a two genders thing, because at some point, black men throwing up the peace sign, side. It wasn't an idea. It was just motherfuckers putting up the peace sign, but this is the gang sign, and
Clearly.
like they actually kids got in trouble for putting that up in school, like showing up, like giving the peace sign, because I'm dead fucking serious, because there was such like a hysteria about gang signs and whatnot that they literally anything a black dude did with his hands was a gang sign, and now whatever a person who's conservative does with their hands is a white power symbol.
Yeah.
So
when
taking advantage.
Yeah, when the Battle of Berkeley was happening, I saw a couple of people who were saying that like Antifa versus the free speeches was basically a white person's gang warfare. And I was like, yeah, I agreed with it at first, and then I was seeing that like the free speeches were way more diverse than Antifa. They weren't just like white people, so it's like, no, you're kind of talking out your ass. But then,
what are you talking about? Antifa has that loud fucking Asian woman.
What? Yvette Falaka.
Yeah.
Yvette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a good pun. Never mind. I'm gonna keep drinking. No, Roy, you touched on something. I was thinking about this earlier.
Roy's always touching something.
Hey,
thank you,
like,
Jen.
When I think about you,
I was thinking, do you think people would submit to if every media outlet decided to properly implement decent fact checking with the sacrifice that it is a little bit slower coming to people?
Wouldn't do it.
No, exactly, they wouldn't do it. That was the conclusion I came to as well.
They'd lose too much money.
Yeah.
Because they care more about the money and the clicks.
It's
about being first. That's the problem.
It's like a quick draw competition.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be the one that breaks the big story. And
I found the link from the My Little Pony thing.
It's a quick draw, like frickin' shot. Like the chances of you actually hitting the person where it needs to be in order to kill them isn't going to really happen. It's just a matter of you getting your gun out first. It doesn't matter if you fail or not. You can pull the trigger a second time and maybe hit them now that the gun's out.
But since we're here, there's this sign here, which is both the Texas steer thing and also the Hawaiian surfer shakabra thing. What's that? How can we make that? How can we make that a part of white power?
No, we should make the West Side symbol from West Side Connection, old school West Coast hip hop, the new white power symbol.
White power.
The thing is, we've already made the OK symbol the white power symbol.
There's nothing really to top that.
No. Here's a bunch of Klans members.
I was gonna say, how about like keeping the blacks and the whites separate?
Live long and prosper.
Live long
and prosper among the straight.
Live long and have a gated community.
This side is the whites and the straights. This is the black people and the gays, and this is the Jews.
Yeah,
nice and far away from everything.
Live long and prosper.
As long as the blacks are the longest finger, I guess.
Oh God.
Muddick.
No, but they
Muddick.
can't be because the longest finger will be sort of Asians, and then that would
No,
be
that's the
white
pinky,
people.
bro.
Because you can't keep
No, that's the
Jews.
pinky, bro.
No, you can't keep Jews next to black people. That only leads to problems.
No,
Thank
it
God,
leads to good housing
thank God I've got headphones on for this one. Jesus Christ.
I think we're ready to change topics, Jared.
Yeah. But since we're on it, because we were talking about 4chan and their power, dry bones.
Okay. Would anyone like to summarize? Because I really want to do this.
I don't know.
Drybones, or at Drybones5, owns a website called.
Why are you subtweeting them on the show?
Oh yeah, it's all right. He'll find it.
Suddenly he pops into the chat. Hello.
I would just like to say before we get started that Dry Bones, I don't always agree with you, but this shit is legendary.
Yep.
So explain
the
situation.
He owns a website called my.mixtape.moe, which is an anonymous hosting site, and a user hosted alleged evidence of Emmanuel Macron's use of Cayman Island offshore bank accounts. So essentially committing tax evasion. Now, now that this shit has gone out and people are reporting on the fact that Macron is evading his taxes at the height of the French election, suddenly the French government has mobilized a litigation arm of theirs and are dogging Dry Bones with requests for the user's personal information, the person who uploaded these documents to the two mixtape links, basically. So Dry Bones hosts the website. He doesn't ask for any personal information when you upload these. And the French government have nevertheless gone, we are here investigating some fake news that may sway an election. As an American, I'm sure you're fully aware of this. So we'd like to know.
If it's fake, why do they want to know where it came from?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm tracking down fake
news. It's the kind of thing where they know.
They basically said, we demand the information of the person who uploaded these two links.
They know they can't touch them. They know they can't.
With a bit of back and forth with his users, Dry Bones basically said, I'm in Florida, they can't do shit. I'm not beholden to their laws. And he noticed from one of the previous emails as well that they said the English was a bit jaunted, so obviously they're fairly fluent, being no matter what Jean-Claude Juncker
How do you
says.
say go fuck yourself in French?
In Europe. So he decides to respond in full internet speak with, sup fams, I'm afraid I can't totes help you as my shit is all anonymous, but catch you on the flip side.
And you know what's happening over in happening over in that French bureau right now. It's like, pass this on to the Intel boys. It must be code.
This is an enigma.
No, I just think it's hilarious that they were saying Gamergate was affecting elections since the whole Trump thing, and now a Gamergate member is actually affecting an election in a major country, and it's I'm tickled.
Well, we don't know the effect of this leak yet, but it's if it gets mainstream traction, it's going to fucking it will. It will affect
is
it.
anybody the dude is a fucking banker? Is anybody fucking surprised that the fucking rich ass banker has Cayman Island accounts? Like, come the fuck on, like.
Yeah, but this sounds very, 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 very eerily familiar. All this does. Media is completely on side of Macron. Or Macron, or Mackerel, or Moroccan, whatever his name is.
Macron economics.
Macron. He had his basket of deplorables moment this week. Barack Obama has endorsed him, even though he says that influencing other people's influencing other people's elections is terrible.
Russian.
For the Russians do it, so it's bad. And people are blaming.
But that's the kiss of death at this point. You have to remember that Barack Obama endorsed Hillary, endorsed voting for Remain in Britain, and now he's He's decided to stick his nose in another election.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to turn out?
He
hasn't learned.
I just find it hilarious
Go away,
that Americans complain about Russians interfering in their election when that's
The
exactly
CIA has
what
interfered.
They've been doing that for
The
years.
CIA
and
has
years.
interfered with over 80 different elections around the world.
Before this
I don't think
goes
there's an
any
election
further-
that the U.S. hasn't been involved in some way.
Oh,
No, my
there's
problem with this-
plenty of instances in Norway where they have done espionage on the radical.
No, I'm not going to give this to them. I'm not going to give them this because I still want to know from the people who say Russia hacked the election, what did they hack and how did it have an effect? That's what they want to talk about. If they're talking, because here's the thing. If they're saying, well, they hacked to get the emails and the emails were embarrassing to Clinton, which emails were these? Certainly not the ones that that Comey was talking about, because those turned out to be duplicates of something that had already been handled. So that's not what the embarrassment was. That wasn't a hack. Do you mean the WikiLeaks stuff? Let's talk about the WikiLeaks stuff. Oh shit! Let's not talk about that.
I asked someone actually.
You know, it's the same thing with
his
his.
Putin had definitely hacked the election,
and it really comes down to the Russians told us how our government was operating because our government wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah. No, like whether it was just the fact that Podesta, whether it was Seth Rich, whether Podesta did just click on a phishing link, or whether it was someone in Russia, government agent or not. Fucking, but I asked someone as well. I got a 24-page PDF about that was a poorly sourced study on meme warfare.
This is a real thing, yeah.
Oh,
It tried to describe the Gamergate controversy by linking to the Wikipedia page.
Oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, she sent me something else actually, and I haven't actually seen it. Academic Journal for Defense Strategic Communications, Volume 2, the official journal of the NATO Strategic Communications Center. Okay, this probably has nothing to do with the fact this has no evidence. I can see from a mile off this has no evidence that Russia actually had the election, so I'm going to disregard it.
But it's still the eternal.
No, even the CIA, the FBI, they've all admitted that there's no link.
Yeah,
but they did that shit quietly. They did it quietly, like there's no link whatsoever.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
Plip, go ahead.
Here's my big thing about this. This has always been my big thing. I don't care if Vladimir Putin himself was sitting on the toilet, hot laptop on his knees, doing the hacking personally to find this stuff out. If it is true, then the source of it doesn't matter because.
Wait, this turned out way less sexy than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton's involved in this. This is not going to get sexy.
Oh yeah.
Good point.
Frigid.
As she now roams the woods, apparently. She came out the woods, didn't she? She's come out the woods.
She's trying to turn herself into a folk hero, and it's like, come on, bitch.
No, but
it went walking out in the woods.
I mean, there's there is
Clinton.
Roy. you have to at least give them this. Russia did have a favorite in the election. There's no doubt there. And they did talk up Trump, but they never hacked anything as far as the evidence.
It's kind of like, they're saying, that's why they backed off to say influenced the election as far as, well, if Putin endorsed him, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Probably because Trump was the guy who was not talking about shooting the Russian Air Force out of the sky over Aleppo.
This is what gets me. It's like, okay, this other country is having an election. There are two candidates, one of which wants to keep the sanctions up on you and wants to create a no-fly zone over one of your allies. The other one wants to start talks with you and potentially have you as an ally. Which one do you like?
Yeah, exactly.
Huge super.
I better shut up or I'll be accused of hacking their election.
Yeah, exactly.
Flip. Go ahead.
I was just saying, this huge superpower sat there and then go, we really hate you, and then all of a sudden one of them just goes, yeah, we're not going to start any fights with them. You can't be surprised if Putin goes, I like him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to start anything with me. That's grand. That's peachy. That's hunky dory.
I want the one that treats us with a little bit of fucking dignity. Apparently,
Yeah.
that makes me fucking Hitler.
But
Literally.
anyways,
Hitler.
going back to the topic, and well, we didn't stray off the topic too much. Anyways, there's no doubt that, and there has been no doubt since Obama was elected, really, that internet culture has an effect on the political sphere. Because he did use social media very effectively to get
Obama won
elected.
because of YouTube.
Yeah, and now Trump used it, I would say, even more effectively. Because...
They used the dark web.
Well, I wouldn't say the
With their
dark...
dank memes.
Dank
Also
memes and
known as
dark web.
Twitter.
Yeah,
I just
and
love-
the
I just love
hacker
the way-
known as 4chan.
Yeah,
It's
I love
also
the way that
Russian.
America dictates its next presidents. Bill Clinton played a saxophone. Barack Obama, YouTube. Donald Trump, he shouted a lot.
Yeah.
Sad.
He was basically that typical
But-
old man standing outside on his lawn shouting at the neighbor kids
Wrong.
while
Wrong.
getting
Wrong.
wrong while getting elected to be
But he won.
council city member or council city mayor, basically. It's
Yeah, but Le Pen's gonna win. It was already looking in the polls like she was gonna crush this dude, but now with this out there, it's Hillary versus Trump when Trump is actually a shit ton more, presentable.
and that's
Well,
that is
I would just like to remind the voters of France that voting against a woman, there is a special place in hell for women who do not support other women, and it is misogyny to vote against.
Why won't you
a
break
woman.
that glass ceiling, you fucking bigots?
Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
France
Well,
needs to lead the way in female leadership.
yeah.
Why are you
keep
trying
in
to
mind-
keep
keep
a
in
woman
mind-
down from being president, huh?
It
Keep in
was
mind,
Jeremy Corbyn.
Either way, they will get a woman leading France. It's either going to be Marine Le Pen or Angela Merkel.
Yeah.
Seeing as America loves their puppets, then why not just have a fucking German puppet in control of France? Because that worked so well back.
You
in
mean
the-
how England turned out?
Ooh.
Oh danger! Oh danger! We're cutting
And
the
with
strings.
that, we
Topic change.
Yeah, we walk over to a little bit less sensitive area. Chicken fucking.
As you
I
do.
don't know.
As
I
you
know.
You
do.
might,
It's a
you might
controversial
fuck that
issue,
chicken raw.
Who knows?
You know what? I'm
someone's
gonna-
fall
I'm
down
just-
on the
before
topic
we
of
even-
chicken fucking.
Yeah.
Before we even get into this, I would just like to say that I spent 25 minutes after this all came out, and I still don't know how you actually fuck a chicken.
If you read the
Okay.
comic book Preacher, it gives you a fairly vivid.
Today
How
on-
do you know that, Plip?
Today on Unsolicited Opinions, a black werewolf and a white
Look
unicorn
at
talk
Jan's
about
face. I've never seen Jan that horrified. Look at that. He looks like you kicked him in the nuts.
I mean,
Right,
I
need to
make.
find-
Oh God, I mean, I make some pretty fucking crude jokes from time to time, but that's how. Yeah,
No, how the no? But seriously, how? Like, where do you stick it? Like, there's no hole like big enough to really like. Are
Isn't
you
it a
jerking
hole?
off
Keep in
with the
mind-
side of the chicken?
Hold on,
Like-
whoa, 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 whoa. This man is Antifa, so we know
Is the chicken giving you a hand
we know
job?
full
Like
well that he is going
It's
to
a
be
wing
very
job.
low T,
a wing job?
a wing jump.
Okay, wait. He's Antifa?
Yeah, he
Yes,
is an
That's why this came up.
he's an
This
Antifa.
Antifa
member.
protester
He's a
named
terrorist
Eugene
from Eugene.
basically comes out as he gets busted for chicken fucking.
He's been
Okay.
accused. I'm trying to find the fucking link.
A mother plucking chicken fucker?
Hey,
Yes, a motherfucking chicken fucker.
the
Like,
pheasant plucker.
doesn't he know that people want to eat that chicken?
Not now.
I mean,
Well, not if it's a pet chicken. I mean, then you feel quite horrified about the whole situation.
I don't think he would have gotten caught if it was his chicken. Like if it was his chicken and his own personal fuck chicken.
Kind of thing going on.
Like who would call the cops on him? Like,
oh my god, there's a Huffington Post version. Wait, is this that?
I ordered a chicken sandwich. It came with extra mayo, and now I'm suspicious.
Good as how long they probably got a pro chicken fucker guy writing there now.
See, we started off this show talking about unicorn jizz and coffee, and now we're talking about human jizz and chicken.
Bringing it all around, guys. Bringing it all around.
We're just balling it all together. It's
chicken fucking. Okay. See, that's how you think. Like, was that planned? Did he have motivation? Did he think this out properly? Because I don't think he did. I think he was just high and just saw a chicken and was just like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck that chicken.
Or he saw the wrong version of Animal Farm.
What
the fuck?
I love that joke on so many levels because it's very appropriate. Animal Farm.
Some levels are better than others.
I thought you'd like that one.
Guys, I think they might have deleted this story because
they tried to. Because too many people.
Well, no, I literally can't find it.
Hashtag Chickengate. They're trying to cover up the chicken.
No, we're not just. No, Jan.
Did they find out that this was fake news or something? Because I literally can't find it. Hold on, it says Eugene arrested on federal child porn charge.
Okay, I'm just going to go to Yahoo. I'm going to do plus Antifa space plus chicken.
I'm going to look a search for Huffington Post chicken rapist.
Did you ever think you would ever put that into your search history?
Antifa chicken image results.
No, apparently it's been deleted. I can't find it either.
It's a screenshot from Laguna Beach Antifa, which we know is a parody account.
Yeah.
It looks like they've taken a screenshot of the Katu News, which, I mean, I don't think it... I don't know if they've photoshopped this or not. But
I tried to look into it, and I couldn't get much beyond what people were talking about.
I think this might be fake, to be honest, guys.
Yeah, it does look like it's fake news.
That's a fucking shame.
We have got the backup. We have the backup subject of the sex robot.
Yeah.
I wanted to respect this man's ingenuity. Okay,
the sex.
Somebody was able to fuck a chicken.
Comrade Eugene Antifa is being framed by Nazis. Fantastic! I love these Antifa parody accounts. They are just the best.
Oh, my favorite ones are people like the alt-right people who take them seriously.
Yeah. Just the people who get fooled. Well, people get fooled by fucking Godfrey Elfwick, don't they? So.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, Elfwick got freaking retweeted by fucking Chelsea Clinton. Nobody's going to top Elfwick.
So many people.
Godfrey got fucking published on the Guardian. Not once.
Yes.
Not twice. But 3 times.
According to him, because he did. Yeah, they are anonymous articles, and he does that. And nobody else has come forward and said they made the article that says, "I started watching Sam Harris and I almost turned all right." But he is the only person who has claimed to that article. In fairness,
and he has shown drafts.
Has he shown? Okay, I missed that bit.
Yeah, that was one that was actually verified.
Right, that one was verified. Cool.
Yeah, the one where he said, "I watched Dave Rubin and Marinopolis, and then I joined the alt-right." Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I really did. So I'm glad that was actually him.
Yeah.
Well, he made it pretty compelling. If it wasn't, it's a pretty compelling case that he did it.
But since we only have 10 minutes left of the broadcast today, I think we should move on to the last topic, which is very funny.
Sex toys!
Sex toys and sex robots!
Allow me to give you context.
Speaking of people trying to fuck inanimate objects.
Here we go. This article from Feminist Current. Sex robots epitomize patriarchy and offer men a solution to the threat of female independence. Okay. This article basically goes through this whole thing of... can I just say... It's
She
amazing.
basically admitted that she can be replaced by a freaking real doll.
But how is
If-
no. Let me ask. How is this a threat to female independence?
Because
Yeah,
she can
that's
be
what I was gonna
replaced.
say.
She has nothing to offer
No,
men
no.
but her vagina.
It is an admission that modern feminists have been weaponizing sex all along.
Yes. That's the only thing that they have.
Yeah,
Apparently.
if feminine
Maybe it's
independence
always-
is the idea that they don't need men, then what men do to get sexual release is surely none of their concern after that point.
Yes,
Yeah.
you think they'd like this?
For men to go their own way with robotic sex toys that, by the way, look a hell of a lot more like, non-objectified than the female equivalent, I should point out, as opposed to dildos and vibrators.
Yeah.
Why would you care? If you're going to be independent from men, then why?
Because they know
It's
that the only value they personally have is their
men
junk.
to shag them. Men
Here-
will stop
here's-
doing things.
Like, because it's with everything, like all the news that's come out this week, like them making an artificial womb
Mhm.
Mhm.
and it working, the finding that they could probably find a way with just sperm to make a child without an egg, or
Yeah.
actually make an egg themselves.
I'm saying I've got it made now. I've got the sex robot. I can basically make baby
Flippy's
in
like,
baby in a
Flippy is
plastic bag.
free.
I've won.
That's the
I
thing.
do like this observation that I've just seen on Twitter here. I find it highly amusing that the gender/racial studies and sociology section of the half-price books that I'm in is also where New Age and mythology are found.
You'll have Bill Nye's books right there.
I love
But
this.
it's a thing where they're shaming, like they tried to shame Real Doll for this,
Mhm.
and then there's like, oh, well, you're and you're the patriarchy, and you guys are disgusting. It's like, dude, we have
trans
male,
dolls.
we have male Real Dolls, we have transgender Real Dolls, we've got ladyboy Real Dolls with matching accessories. What are you talking about?
If
And
there's
they got
I
blocked.
love this section here. People love to pretend as though everything from prostitution to pornography to sex dolls are a solution to the only men's supposed loneliness and unmet sexual needs, in quotation marks, but their violent, perverse desires. It being the future and all, sex robots are the natural step, similarity when men have claimed sex robots are the perfect solution for their apparent inability to stop raping and abusing women. And as well as their inability to socialize with women as actual human beings. It's like, and then it goes on to the patriarchy and says rape a whole bunch more times, but you get the
Of course.
Yeah, but
Like, I don't-
I'm kind of surprised that they thought they could attack the porn industry. If there's anyone who knows how to fucking cater to degenerate people, and I'm one of them.
Hey.
Yeah. It would be the fucking
Okay.
porn industry or sex toys in the sex toys industry.
Here's the thing about this whole industry. There's always this stigma around males, sex toys for male, where it's either disgusting or creepy or gross and what's wrong with you and whatnot. But you can buy a vibrator in a drugstore almost anywhere.
Yeah.
Like a fiber in answer.
Like when it comes to female sex toys, it's sexy and she's satisfying herself and it's almost romanticized. But as soon as the dude buys a fleshlight, he's a fucking creeper.
Let's be honest. If a girl walks in, if a bloke walks in on a girl and she's got a dildo, kind of hot. If a woman walks in with a dude with a fleshlight, it's got to just imagine that visual. It's kind of embarrassing visual. It's looking baby shame.
Because we have
but if
we
it's
have
Mercedes
this culture.
Carrera, she joins in. That's the situation that we're in. It's only women that vilify men that see this as gross and disgusting and creepy. Like, he's not hurting anybody. He's by himself. He's fucking the hell out of an inanimate object. He is literally like, that's the most unhurting of other people thing you could ever get when it comes to sex.
Yep.
Besides which, we haven't hit cringe factor yet. Just wait until they start marketing this to furries in all seriousness.
Oh
Yes.
They already have those.
Couldn't you just dress the real doll in a fursuit?
Couldn't you just stuff the costume? Like, no, seriously. Just stuff the costume.
Funny that you should mention that.
Oh God, here it comes.
Roy, no. Don't turn on the webcam.
Just attach a
The
fleshlight and
FMSP
stuff the costume
stands for
and go to town.
Strategically placed hole.
Just a very happy-looking unicorn if he does that.
Your Lyra plushie.
That unicorn
God.
has 2 horns.
Oh, baby.
He has a horn and the horn.
No, but I before we started the podcast, I was as that as well, but
I didn't want to know that. Was that?
That's why I look so happy.
no, but I was
there. You could have warned a motherfucker, Jan. Come on. I know you've moved on from the mannequins to being sexually attracted to trucks, but come on, dude.
And besides which, ultimately, we can take care of this other guy's problem by having an anthro chicken model.
Yeah, but I was no, but here
a chicken real doll.
I'm not gonna invoke. Here's the thing, but
This chick is really hot.
I'm gonna make an argument.
Does it have
as far
11
as,
herbs and spices?
No, but I'm
You can get one called the Colonel Special.
Could I please just fucking finish what I was gonna say?
Okay, I'm done.
Because I'm kind of on the I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to this entire sex robot thing, because I do see our society becoming, both on the feminist side and on the MGTOW side, sort of this denial of the need for the other half, you know. And I'm not saying that it's only men or women. I'm just saying that you, as a human being, and I know this sounds like Jordan Peterson because it is, because I was watching him right before the podcast. But as a human being, you actually do need a partner. Your neurosystem is rigged up to have a partner. So yes. That's why I'm on the fence when it comes to the sex robot.
This video needs a Jordan Peterson counter. Jordan Peterson mention counter. Ding.
No, but it's only been once this entire fucking podcast.
The whole thing about not needing the other gender thing started with feminism basically pushing into society and saying that women don't need men, and you said this for decades, dude, for over half a fucking century. This has been something that you've been saying, and are they surprised that men were like, do we really need them? Like, it's why one of my favorite comic books is Why the Last Man, because every man on the planet dies except for one, and it shows the repercussions of that. And like, stop and think about it. Like, you really don't need men. Men are just horrible, and men are good for nothing and whatnot. Would you like to know what happens if every man drops dead and it's just the women? Number one, there's no sanitation at all. Women aren't in sanitation. So the trash is going to be left on the side of the street. So you're going to be covered in trash. This is around the time where that starts to become unbearable. Once that starts getting unbearable, the sewage starts sprouting up from the sewers, because there's nobody in sanitation to take care of that for you, because that's a completely male-dominated field. And it's around this time that the power goes out, because men are running the power grid. Everything infrastructure breaks down. So you're covered in shit, trash, with no power, and no real control over anything. The entire world goes into chaos, and Israel takes over, because they're the only country with a female military that's in active duty, actually in combat. Congratulations.
Yeah.
If every woman on the planet died, Real Doll would be probably the most lucrative company on the planet.
Just be a frantic, like, until they had like a company that would just like foster decent
Fortune 500 overnight.
And on that sort of pro male speech by Art, I think we can end it now. But before we end it,
quickly, just before you do that, just signed up to the Real Doll FAQ, the mailing list. So I'll let you know how this all pans out.
Nice.
We'll do a dedicated video with OBS later.
Perfect.
Here's the thing. It's surprisingly customizable, because of how
7
long they've
grand,
been
though.
around and doing this.
7
I-
grand.
I
You
haven't
all
looked through the
seem
men options.
suspiciously
but have fun.
knowledgeable on this subject. You know that, right?
It's funny to go around the site. I'm not gonna lie. I've been to the
anyways.
site and fucked around with the options.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's hilarious.
I just wanted to announce that before we end the show, my book is finally edited thanks to Deefry, and I'll be releasing it within the next few weeks. So,
Congrats.
thank
And
you.
I'm almost out of
I'm
meat.
really, really, really excited about that. So, anyways, that will be it for this week. That was Unsolicited Opinions podcast for this week with me, your host, the Meerkat Monarch, sometimes known as Lillevik, the soon-to-be published author. Also with us, Artivous Ira, Plippy, Deefry, and Roy, and he managed to sneak on somehow. Shrek.
I swear you were waiting for me to get on to end the show.
Yeah, baby.
He's the end show entertainment.
Anyways, we will see you guys not next week, perhaps in 2 weeks, because I'm taking a small vacation.
We'll do it without you, blackjack and hooker.
Oh,
Yes.
Last minute.
We'll do it live.
I do have a last minute report here on something that we were talking about. Apparently,
shit.
WikiLeaks is confirming the Macron leaks.
Fuck, he's legitimate.
Yes.
He is definitely evading tax.
Excellent.
He's a
That's
beggar!
it, Dry
Of
Bones,
course he's
for-
avoiding taxes!
Jesus
Thank
Christ,
you, Dry
we just
Bones, for your
and
service
we-
to
and people
democracy.
complain about me not being able to fucking end the show. You guys keep interrupting me. Goodbye, everybody. That's it for this week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Removable vagina, yes, please.
So you know, now that the show is over, I just get